Hey y'all, how are all my beautiful friends doing? I hope y'all are having a great day. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. First and foremost, I do want to apologize for my lighting. I'm sorry if it seems a bit off. I've tried everything I can, but it is storming outside and the lighting sucks. What can I say? I hope y'all had a great weekend as well and y'all got out and had fun. We went to a Christmas parade and slash tree lighting ceremony over in downtown where we live, and we had so much fun. So I hope y'all did something fun, and my mom comes in town on the 21st and I cannot wait. I'm so excited for her to be here. She lives like 10 hours away. So it's pretty far, but I'm super happy that she gets to come in town for Christmas. Even though we're Jewish, but we celebrate Christmas. My dad's not Jewish, so okay. Anyway, today we have another missing persons case. This is a very recent case, and if you are in the Oklahoma area or Texas area because she was moving to Texas, please like and share this video and spread awareness wherever you can on your social media. I know her family would greatly appreciate it. Tamera Banks also goes by the name of Ellison Banks. She's 43 years old and lives in Haskell, Oklahoma. Y'all know I cannot pronounce anything, so I apologize if I'm pronouncing that name wrong. It's a city, Mallori. She was last seen in Haskell on Highway 64 on November 15th, but her car was found at her residence. Ellison, I'm going to call her Ellison, and I mean no disrespect by that. Just everybody that I've seen has called her that. But she was in the process of selling her home, and she was set to close on December 1st. I'm sorry, my daughter kept calling me my lovely 13-year-old, sweet, precious little girl. She kept calling me, and now I have no clue where I left off at. But I think I was she was last seen on Highway 64 in Haskell, Oklahoma, and her truck was found at her home. She was in the middle of selling her home, and it was set to close on December 1st. She was in the process of getting a divorce from her husband. I also want to mention that we will be discussing some DV situations in this video, so please just be aware of that. Everything that I've came across is my own research. I did speak briefly with Tamera's cousin, but everything is just from my research. And this is very new, so the officers and FBI and everything have not really been saying a whole lot to the family, and what, of course, some of the things they do say to the family, they can't release that on social media because it will jeopardize the case. So I'm going to give you a brief timeline of what recently has gone down that I have found on Facebook sites, and again through just different people and research that I've done. October 23rd, this past October, Ellison went running over to a neighbor's house. That neighbor said that she showed up in just flip-flops and a t-shirt, and she was hysterically crying, visibly upset, and she was saying that she was in a domestic situation. The neighbor called 911 for her, and 5 cops showed up on scene. Tamera Ellison said that she told the cops that she needed this man out of her home, her husband out of her home, and she explained that he threatened to shoot her horse. Now she has 2 horses, so I think both of her horses, her dog and herself. He did fire a weapon into the ceiling, like up, and he also held it against her head, and that was obviously loaded because after that he held it up and fired it. And I don't know why a lot of cops are not trained to handle DV situations, but they definitely should. They should know how to escalate and what to do to take women and men seriously when they come to them. One of my best friends is in a situation like that, and I don't know, some now they're very helpful with her, but some situations they just kind of like brush it off, like we saw in the Gabby Petito case. And that breaks my heart. And I know that there's only so many certain things that the police and investigators can do to break up a DV situation, especially when it involves two adults. They can't force them to stay apart if that is what they continue to keep doing. You know what I mean? But in a situation like this, they could not guarantee her safety or anything. And she was obviously very concerned for her safety as well as her family. Her husband was arrested that night and charged with domestic assault with a dangerous weapon, pointing a firearm, and interrupting an emergency phone call. Like I said, Ellison was in the process of moving to Texas because she felt so unsafe, but she came back to Haskell to get some of her belongings and her two horses, Jericho and Shoe. On October 25th, 2 days after that, Ellison filed for a PO. An emergency PO was granted to her around 2:25 p.m. that day. On October 26th, the husband's bond was set to $25,000. He did post bond and was supposed to return back at 3 p.m. for his arraignment. But he never showed up, and a warrant was set out for his arrest. Now, while he was out on hold up, I should have prefaced this in the beginning, but all this is alleged. There are court documents on this. So, I mean, it is on paper. I'm not just like making it up or taking family's word or anything. So this is all what has been on court docs, but it's all alleged because, you know, guilty until proven innocent. On 3 different days, on October 28th, 29th, and 31st, her husband was driving past Ellison's house. And then on November 9th, Ellison went back to the police department and reported that he was in violation of this PO because he kept coming by the house and gave them these dates. The next day, on November 10th, the husband did end up going back into the court, and he had counsel with him this time, so he hired a lawyer. I don't know if he hired a lawyer or if it was a court-appointed attorney. Anyway, that doesn't really matter. The bench warrant was recalled, and a preliminary hearing was set for December 15th. And on November 15th is the last time anyone spoke or saw Ellison. Her realtor that was selling her house, it's a beautiful house, by the way, in Oklahoma. Stunning home on just over 7 acres. Is so pretty. But her realtor of that home said that she last spoke to her around 4 o'clock that evening, and nobody else heard anything that I'm aware of since then. On November 16th, the court decided that they were going to keep that PO protective order in place, and that the husband is supposed to pay all court fees and fines that go along with this. And he also filed a temporary lift of this protection order so that he could go back to their house and get I think he wanted TV and a couch and all that stuff is what he was asking for. I don't know if he went back to get that stuff particularly or if he just went back to get clothes and necessities that he needed. On November 17th, the state of Oklahoma files a motion to increase his bond and also files a warrant out for his arrest again because he violated his PO. His truck gets impounded and Ellison is publicly reported missing. Around 8 p.m. that night, a lot of neighbors said that they reported seeing a lot of police activity into the daylight on November 18th, and then they ended up seeing feds and crime scene vans, and it was like that until into the night of the 18th. So her truck was at her home, and her truck had all of her belongings in it, like her bag packed and everything. Family members have came out and said that they knew her husband to be very controlling and to have physically abused her before, but they were told to stay out of it. So they did out of respect for Ellison, and now they've come to this. And I'm sure they feel so guilty, but do not feel guilty. Please, if you are watching this, please, nobody feel guilty, because it's hard. It's not only hard for them to be in that situation, but I know it's tough on the family members, because you see your loved one in this awful position that you wish that you could help. And I don't know, you always think that you could do more. You know what I mean? At least that's how I feel. And also, they did have a court date that she never showed up for. So she's obviously missing. She's been missing for weeks now. The story just makes me sick to my stomach and gives me goosebumps. And it needs to be talked about and spread around. So please, I'm begging you on the family's behalf to like and share this video and talk about her wherever you go, wherever you can, all over social media, and get the word out for her. If you know any information on the disappearance of Ellison, you have any information at all, you saw her, anything, please call OSBI at 1-800-522-0817, or you can email tips@osbi.ok.gov. You could also contact the Muskogee County Sheriff's Department at 918-687-0202. And again, please don't forget to like this video so you can share it, and I can't speak. And YouTube can push it out into the algorithm and get the word out for Tamera Ellison. She is stunning, and I really am praying every single day for her safe return to her family. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss whenever I upload a video. If you are a new subscriber, thank you so much. And of course, my subscribers, I appreciate y'all more than anything. And I also appreciate all the love and support. Thank you for just joining this community. Y'all are amazing, and I don't know what I would do without y'all. Y'all are really my escape when stuff is just getting hard, and oddly enough, it helps my anxiety to just come on here and spread awareness for the voiceless and get their stories out there. It just makes me feel like I'm a part of something and I'm doing something good. So I really appreciate y'all listening to me and subscribing. I love y'all, and I will see you in Saturday's video. I promise. Bye, y'all.